Hey y'all, good morning again. Happy Tuesday. I said I was not going to, you know, inundate Facebook with all of my daily posts or whatever. My friend called me and said, "So what's tomorrow?" Um, and that was not my intent, actually. A little bit here and there will suffice. But on today, I'm about to do a Green Dot training. And for my civilian friends, some of you may know because they have it on college campuses, some may not. But it's basically a lot of people doing small things or changing small behaviors to have a big impact, wherever you are. For example, this is not part of my story, but I was in England not too long ago, a couple years ago, and me and T had went to a club, and we went out just relax, have some drinks or whatever. Well, there was a young lady there. It's 18 to drink in England, if you don't know. She probably was 18, 19 years old, and you can clearly tell that she was not used to drinking. Well, she was with a bunch of her friends, and they were all out there dancing and everything like that. Well, we just kind of progressively watched her go down. But she was there with friends, and I'm always that one, maybe it's because I was the older one in the crowd, but I'm always the one kind of, paying attention, making sure everybody's okay. Well, this particular young lady, she was starting to get sick, so she went to the bathroom, and about 5 of her girlfriends went with her. So I decided just to make sure she was okay. When I got in there, they were like, "Oh, girl, you all right? Get it all out." She's throwing up all over the place, and I'm like, "Well, she needs to go home." They were like, "No, she'd be all right. You were her friend, you take her home." Well, a little while later, she goes back out and dancing again, and then her friends let her go, and she leaves with some random guy. Nah, not gonna happen. So I'm like, T, he's like, "I got you." I said, "Okay." So we go out there, and I'm like, "Do you know her?" And he's like, "Oh, get out of my business." "No, I'm not going to get out. You're not going to take her home." So long story short, her friends left her um, for this guy to come and do whatever. T and I ensured she got home safely without him, and it was just one thing. Never know what could have happened to that little girl. But nobody stepped in, watched her. They talked about her. We sat around while people just talking about her, didn't want to lend a hand or anything like that. But imagine what could have happened if nobody stepped in. She might not have been there the next day, or something could have happened, that drastically changed the course of her life or whatever. So when we think about things like that, just take the time. If you see something, say something. Reminds me of the video that just went around in Philly at Starbucks. After a long time, one person stood up and said something, and then a bunch of other people start chiming in. What's going on? It's discrimination. They weren't doing anything. Even the person that was recording very quietly made an impact, because whoever it was able to put that on social media and show that these guys were not doing anything wrong, and they were wrongly targeted for whatever reason. So even that had a huge impact on the outcome of their situations. So I said all that to say today, if you see something, say something. A lot of small behaviors can have an impact, a big impact on the course of life for whoever it is. Save a life, save someone, help them out, whatever it is. So don't be quiet. Say what you gotta say, stand up for somebody, and make a difference. Happy Tuesday. Talk to you all later.